I am free and safe to be who I am. I am unconditionally lovable, valuable, and appreciated. I attract people who appreciates me and value me for who I am. These are three affirmations that are amazing to go into your subconscious mind, to reprogram your subconscious mind. When you were raised by a narcissistic parent or narcissistic parents, usually is one person in your family that may raise you in such a way with these strategies of relationships. And I'm not here to blame anybody. I'm not here to tell you, they are bad, they are mean. This is a cycle. This is a reality that we live in the entire planet. Victim, victimizer, narcissist, codependent. And everybody, all of us, act in both ways with different people. This is an energy dynamic, power struggle, power within, power without. When you don't feel power within, you're struggling for power with someone else. Sometimes we see that there is a strategy that this person feels inferior, feels not worthy, therefore it goes attack someone weaker to try to feel more powerful. So these are very unhealthy energy dynamics of power. Power over others is narcissism. Narcissism is not one person, it's not your partner, it's not just a parent. An entire planet is living in these conditions of predator versus prey. We can have an entire society, an entire country with this mentality of we are superior and you are inferior. We used you, then gaslight you. But what happens? What happens is that we have a subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is part of you. This part of you is like a distorted part of your consciousness. We are mind, we are consciousness. When we are in individualization, we are unique and authentic beings, each one of us. We didn't come here to be a copy paste of someone else, physically or mentally or emotionally. From 0 to 8 years old, you live absorbing everything you see, every association, every word. Every word they told you is embedded in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is like a hidden program, but it's so powerful because right now you may be living with a personality that you believe is your personality, but in fact it's not your personality. It's a set of belief systems, actions, reactions, responses that were based on the way you were raised in such a culture, your family, uh, anything they told you is there. If they told you you're useless when you were 4 year old, you maybe forgot. How can you remember? But your program keeps running you and keeps putting you, creating realities out of things that you don't remember. And you feel useless. You feel, oh, I don't serve for this. Because there is a big insecurity there that was implanted. The subconscious mind is not in the brain. The subconscious mind is in the mind. And where is the mind? You are the mind. We are the mind. We are, in Spanish, we say eterna mente. La mente eterna. We are mind. We are consciousness. Energy consciousness. Creating realities. Experiencing a unique persona, a unique living, a unique form of life. The subconscious is in all of you. You can check it when you are when you remember a perfume. You remember how it feels. How can you remember with the mind how it smells? You know, you through your senses you remember. You are basically taking in associations, informations in different space times. In this is like multidimensional. We are multidimensional beings. So when you, for example, we have a very bad example that a kid who was attacked by a certain person. This person was using a perfume. When the kid grows, the kid forgot this, most of the things that happened, the attack and then everything. But when the person, for example, a girl grows and is walking on the street and smells the same perfume that the person who abused her, who hurt her, was wearing, and who caused her trauma. So she's going to have an anxiety attack, a panic attack, and she's not going to know why. you know because we are basically emotional beings. Our emotions are our resonance. It's the way our soul expresses and communicates. So when this person don't remember, but her subconscious mind did, and is sending you signals. The thing is, we are so disconnected from our senses, from our feelings. We're so distracted that we cannot connect. Oh, this traumatized me, this and that. So the subconscious mind is like, they say, 95% of your mind power. But this is like a distorted part of the consciousness, to my view. Because it's like, if we are full consciousness, then we should be aware of everything, right? But we have this part that is storing memories and associations. If a dog beats you, then you will be afraid of dogs when you grow. you know Especially, the biggest traumas are the traumas we have with our caretakers, with our parents. The trauma of not feeling good enough, of not being loved, of being conditionally loved and accepted. The biggest traumas are coming from the feeling of unsafety, when we don't feel safe to be who we are. When they implanted in our subconscious mind that we are not good enough. Usually, when we have a narcissistic parent, this person has a negative association, and this person is also experiencing some form of reaction to their trauma, so they become narcissistic person. Narcissist and codependent both are acting based on fear. There is a power struggle right there, and it's insecurity. A narcissistic persona will give you um, the fake read that you will say, oh, they are so confident, they love themselves so much. It's narcissist. Mm, Not necessarily, no. Because this person is adopting a mechanism where it's like the way to take your power is pretending that is powerful, when in fact they don't feel this power. That's why they have to go to someone else to create a reaction, and you will immediately give them this rush of spiritual dopamine, which is your reaction, your emotions that you don't control, based on your insecurities. So narcissistic parents, they don't love themselves, so they make you feel the same. They kind of use you, and the kid learns to be used as a connection, as a form of love. And when the kid grows, is recreating this pattern where it needs to prove their worth through their productivity, through this fake personality, through this sacrifice mentality, that I'm good, I am such a people pleaser. I always put myself at last. This is not real love. This is again refeeding a trauma. So the person goes there trying to please everybody, trying to be of service. But you know what? Service, a healthy service, a cooperation where we all should live instead of competition, should be a cooperation that is coming from a place of love, from a place of giving, but also receiving. This is like a symbiosis. It's not like I'm out resourcing myself to give, to give, so everybody thinks I'm good, I'm a saint, I'm the best, I'm worthy. Basically, this person who says, I sacrifice myself for you, for this, I did everything I could, I cry, I write, and you name tons of things you did to prove the other person that you are worthy of love, that you are good. This is the inner child saying, love me, love me for who I am. That is basically was hijacked for love. Use me to love me. The traumatized scapegoat was on the way trying to get this love by pretending that is good, 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 good. So there are many ways that we can gaslight ourselves. We gaslight ourselves. We cross our own boundaries. We are attracting sometimes people who wants to abuse us, use us, that they don't love us for who we are, but for what we give to them. And when you put boundaries, they basically make you feel that you are bad. Why you're so bad? You're putting yourself first. And this is an entire reality that is living in humanity's a belief system, is dark psychology, that they tell you, oh, this person sacrificed for all of you. I don't believe in that sacrifice is proof of love, because for me this is manipulation. Is manipulation, because every person, every being is worthy of love. It's love. But we have not only in the parents dynamic, family dynamic, we have these narcissistic things, these narcissistic traits, even in how we see God. They teach us in a distorted reality, in a distorted religions and distorted spiritual dynamics, that God is a basically, if you name the characteristics of God in the eyes of others, is a narcissistic being, who loves you conditionally, and the way you perform what you do is constantly testing you, is punishing you, is giving you the silent treatment. And you see God with this fear, with this like, I hope I am good enough. Whoever undervalues you doesn't love you. And the real God source is not proving your worth. It's not testing you like a puppet. It gives you free will, but it's part of you. It's not outside of you, it's in you. So one of the biggest manipulations of narcissist mentality, consciousness, distorted part of consciousness, is to tell you that you need to prove your worth to be loved. And they told you, go down, feel inferior, beg. You will be punished for this. You will be punished for that. There are laws, uh, cause and effect, that are basically teaching you, since we are one, that whatever you do is gonna come back to you. And this is what we call punishment, but it's basically you're doing it to yourself. And the way they picture you, God, that is, all is sacrifice. There is no sacrifice. It's an energy that is everywhere, that is eternal, that is infinite, that it doesn't have enemies, but people who forgot that they are coming from this source. and they become trapped in the illusion of separation, where you don't see that the other being beside you is you yourself again, the same essence. So then you start hurting others. So imagine all the narcissistic things, everybody, all of us can be narcissist or codependent in the same day with different people. It's an energy of energy dynamics that is power over others. It's like a distortion we have. The more self-aware you become, the more you're gonna get out of this game, the more you're gonna get out of this, I am victim mentality, and therefore I'm gonna attract to me predators, or trying to abuse someone else in order to feel loved or worthy or powerful. So we are conditionally so much love is unconditionally, but it's not, for example, that you're gonna let somebody abuse you and say, I love him so much, I love her so much because I let them abuse me. No, this is not self-love. You have to love yourself first. You have to love yourself first in order to give love, because if you don't know how love feels, you cannot give love. So a child that is raised by narcissistic parents is acting all the time, feeling this fear, this survival mode. Most people are walking on earth in a survival mode without knowing them, without knowing that they are, because they feel they disconnected so much with their authentic selves, because the narcissistic parent or society or culture or religion, whoever was there, taught them to abandon their authentic selves, to become someone else. You see it nowadays, how everybody's copying everybody. It's like you become copy and paste physically, emotionally. We start having so much strategies to get what we want, so much dark psychology, so much manipulation. That is not real love. It is not the real authentic energy dynamic between feminine and masculine energies. So the subconscious mind is always taking and giving and recreating these patterns. If you caught yourself uh, always being abused, always seeing that everybody wants to take part of you, piece of you, they don't give you. You say everybody's, I just give, and nobody gives me back. This is because you were conditioned and trained by a narcissistic parent to be the one who's always trying to please. You become like an empath is just a person who was basically trying to read, the energies, because the most important feeling is the feeling of safety. The feeling of safe, you want to feel safe, you want to be loved for who you are. When when you have a kid and the kid is doing something that is endangering the kid, or it's not loving, you're not gonna say you're useless, you're stupid, you're imbecile kid, shut up, or you don't pay attention or to them, and you undervalue their their life, their painting that they showing you, their song that they are singing to you. You minimize them. So this kid is trying so hard to get this love, so hard to feel safe, so hard to feel accepted, and it grows into a bigger person. And what happens? You become a people pleaser, you become a magnet to narcissists. It's this coming all the time, the same energy with different faces. And this is the moment that we have to become self-aware and understand, oh my god, there are so many limiting belief systems we have, spiritually, in the mind, psychologically, everywhere. Culture, religion is telling you, oh, I am not good enough yet, I am not worthy enough, I need to do, I need to test, I need to sacrifice, I need to do this, and or I need to be good, I need to prove that I'm good, even if it doesn't make me happy. I rather trade happiness for the ego feeling that the little kid is like, oh, I am good. Mommy, daddy, or whoever raised me thinks that I'm good, I'm worthy, I'm acceptable, I'm lovable. Finally, I am safe. So therefore, you are not living an authentic life. You are living a facade. You're living a defense mechanism to keep you safe. So whatever you're having in your life, if you don't feel safe, you you need to find out techniques like affirmations to feel safe. God loves me unconditionally. I love myself. Start using your words. Your words are your commands. Every time you feel the subconscious mind is overpowering you with the same phrases, the same words, like I need to do this, I need to do that, to be loved, to be seen, to be, we have so many limiting belief systems, even with power. Because power, what we really crave in life is not even money, it's power. The ability to do whatever we want when we want, to feel the power to say, you know what, I'm free to do this. I am free. I am safe to do this. We are so distorted. We believe so many distorted beliefs that we put the power of free will in money. We see money and we think, oh, that person is millionaire, is billionaire. It has a lot of dollars. It has a lot of paper. It's paper. But our belief system is like, oh, they can buy anything they want. And we start believing that things gives you value, that the more you have, the more valuable you are. They told you since small, okay, you got to study to be somebody. Guess what? You're somebody already. You're somebody. You always were somebody. An authentic face, an expression, living expression of God's source. You're not like, you're not inferior. A real energy God source or being who is eternal and is eternally loving won't say, you're inferior. Nothing, nothing. It's inferior. Nobody's inferior, nobody's superior. We are all equally chosen. We are all equally valuable. But they taught us everywhere, family dynamics, religion dynamics, uh, that we are inferior too because we are smaller. Even if you're small, you're still valuable. Every word you say, everything you do is valuable. Your truth may be not the truth of someone else and is still valid. You may contradict with someone else their truth. Even the narcissistic person has a valid reason that may be also overshadowed by lack of self-love, because we were conditioned to believe that love is outside, that we have to seek love somewhere, that is like something, some kind of energy that is gonna make us happy. So then we are always chasing power, aka money, and love, aka someone else is gonna give me. And so we are refeeding the vampiristic dynamics of consuming someone else's energy, feeling worthy because someone else is loving us, feeling we exist because someone else sees us. We become conditional all the time. So this is everywhere, in every dynamic on this realm, is distorted by this predator versus prey consuming vampiristic love, where people is like feel loved only. Oh, I love, I'm happy, I'm worthy because someone else loved me. But if this person, if nobody else is loving you, then you don't feel worthy, you don't feel lovable, because nobody else is loving you. The trick and the nice thing is that we have to love ourselves first to attract any love. And this self-love is completely, most of the times, filtered out, muddy, like if you're wearing muddy glasses. And the mud is a lot of limiting belief systems that makes you say, oh, I gotta prove my worth, I gotta test myself. I don't believe even Jesus sacrifices, because that story that Jesus sacrificed for our sins, for me, it doesn't make sense personally, because real love is so powerful, and the existence of a universal eternal mind, infinite consciousness, is so powerful. It doesn't need to prove, to burn your flesh, because basically they are telling you, okay, the flesh is not more important than the spirit. So why when and kill itself, was like a sacrifice, the blood, the flesh is, if it's gonna anyways be eternal, and it's gonna life, the flesh is gonna die, but the spirit's gonna live, so it really didn't die for your sins. What it's They are making you believe this, so the entire society, the entire generation, the entire reality is based on sacrifices love. When you give when you give to somebody something, do it in order, because you're happy, because it makes you happy, because it's a win-win situation, not because you gotta be good and you gotta prove your worth. Jesus didn't know this uh, dark psychology of manipulation. This is manipulation. You gotta learn to connect dots of manipulation, how the religion is full of manipulation, dark psychology. What they are telling you, oh, is sacrifices, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, because they are telling you, oh, your body is just, dust to dust, from dust to dust, and then your spirit is the most important. Then if what was the sacrifice for, of the flesh? The sins, they make you believe you're all the time sinful, bad, that you need to prove, you need to be in a test to prove, to prove all the time. You are an extension of God's source. You don't need to prove to anybody. I i am free from the need of approval. Therefore, Jesus didn't need you to prove that he loves you. He loves himself. Nobody needs to prove anything. This is dark psychology. So you gotta see, you gotta connect dots. You gotta connect dots all the time in everything, because in this reality, we live in this reality of consuming vampirism, energetical vampirism, where everybody else is not only feeding from cows and chickens, they are feeding from you. And whatever you are willing to give by not being aware of your power. Because when you're not aware of your power, and when you're not aware that you have this free will, real free will, not that you are between the wall and the sword, like, okay, if I don't do this, I go to hell. Nobody wants to go to hell. Everybody wants to feel safe. In order to do this, I gotta do whatever this religion tells me, whatever this beliefs tells me. Real free will is that you are in an exploring mode and knowing yourself. God is eternal energy, infinite. And this is what most humans don't understand. It's easy to say, oh, God is eternal, infinite, never dies. So we put so many limits to God. We put so many limits. We limit God to a form. We limit God to a shape. We a gender. We limit God all the time. We put so many limits in God. God doesn't know limits. It's not gonna limit you either. It's not gonna limit you to know information that is out of the religion that you're learning. It's never gonna say, you know what, I won't let you experience that, or I won't let you think that thought because you are going to hell. No, you are learning. You're learning what it hurts you, what it doesn't. You may feel lost sometimes in the illusion of division from you and your eternal self, that part that is connected with the eternal self, God source. So you are always experiencing. That's why we have negative things happening sometimes, because the same soul is willing to experience things, experience emotions, experience realities eternally. There is an eternity. There are no limits. When some religion tells you don't learn that because you're going to hell, that's another narcissistic, consciousness distorted agenda telling you don't free yourself. Don't free yourself, because the truth will free you. And the truth is what resonates with you. It makes you happy. Our purpose here is joy, to have a joyful life. And this is when we do it with our authentic self. And our authentic selves is not the set of belief systems that you have, that you're so afraid sometimes to lose. You feel threatened. Okay, this person is offending me because it doesn't believe what I believe. I feel threatened. I feel insulted because this person is telling me that I'm wrong. This is not your authentic self telling this. This is your ego. The ego is not your egocentric thing terms. It's like what you believe is you. You are more than what you see in the mirror. You are more than what you see in the mirror. And subconscious mind, for example, another distortion in the consciousness part that shouldn't be there, because we are the eternal consciousness, but we are recording somehow in some place the events that happens to you in this particular lifetime, in this time space reality of who you think you are. The purpose is to become fully conscious. That's why we are doing uh, subconscious mind reprogrammations. That's why we are doing hypnosis. That's why we are doing affirmations in the night. That's why we are doing a lot of ways to come back to consciousness, to bring the unseen to seen. I like Carl Jung so much. If you happen to have the time to see his phrases and everything, amazing the way he shows the subconscious mind. The purpose is to come back to conscious, to remember who we truly are out of the programming that someone else put on you, because this is a way to distort your free will, to make you believe that you are powerless, to make you believe that money is power. Money is not power. The people who has millions of dollars is not powerful, more powerful than you, is not more valuable than you. uh, this reality is it has a lot of tricks. It has a lot of distortions. We have a lot of limiting belief systems of narcissist uh, groups that made us feel that we are imagine, uh, for example, that they tell us that we are okay. There is a lot of racism right now going on. We're saying, okay, don't move here, don't move there, don't move here. The purpose for immigration is basically taxation, and to have the population under control. To be honest, this is what the real agenda is. You don't belong to one country, you belong to the entire planet. The limits are on the mind. The limits are imposed by a government. They even tell you who you are. They govern your mind through limiting belief systems that goes into the subconscious mind of the entire population of a country, of the planet, that they made you believe, don't come here, don't go there, I cannot travel to Switzerland, I cannot travel anywhere. We need passports in order to fulfill the society agenda of taxation and control, more control. But in fact, we are free human beings citizens of the entire planet. Mother Earth doesn't have real limits, but divisions by dimensions, like uh, the island, the ocean, geographic things, geographic cities, not cities. What I mean is like the, you know what I mean, when it's like the ocean is dividing the continents, things like that. This is Mother Earth, but it's not telling you you couldn't fly there, you couldn't go there, you shouldn't live there. Mother Earth is not forbidding you nothing. Mother Earth is not telling you, you know what, you're worthless. You're a psychopath. I'm not gonna grow this apple here. It's giving everywhere and everything unconditionally, and you are so allowed, so in right to say, you know what, I want to experience, to go to the desert and walk in the desert and be there. This is where the real utopia, the real beautiful life of the beautiful real freedom could be in this planet, if the truth was out there walking freely, that we are citizens of the planet, that they are putting so much narcissistic mentality on us, superiority. This country is poor, they are inferior, they are animals, and or these people from this country has the, it's so many limiting belief systems in everything. It's just more control, to be honest, more control. But there is like an agenda that we have to see. We have to see how this works, and understand that on the biggest level, we shouldn't feel trapped, or that we belong somewhere, some country, and that we shouldn't move. We are not trees. Even the trees move, around. They become little beautiful squirrels, and the squirrel goes around the tree. Is this part of the consciousness of the tree, separating and moving around? Nobody is actually divided. This The illusion of separation is just an illusion. So we have this narcissistic mentality, and we have to learn to love ourselves. It's a training back. We are doing a training back to self-love. First, realizing the patterns. You have to realize what are you attracting in your current reality, and you gotta make yourself sure that you feel safe. Because if you don't feel safe, you gotta start saying, okay, I'm gonna do every night 30 days affirmations before sleep when I am in theta wave. Um, Repetition affirmations that doesn't feel so difficult, that doesn't feel unrealistic for you in the moment in time that you are, you know because our minds are very is a lot of limiting belief systems, a lot. It's not one, two, three sentences. We have to make it have it to become self-aware all the time. What is going on around you? What is going on around you? What is going on inside me? As within, so without. So before you start saying, oh, what is going on, they are threatening me, they are making me, they are hurting me, that you see what is that you're constantly attracting. How I see God. Do I see God as a loving being who loves me unconditionally and is willing to love me, and is not testing me, and it's gonna love me? Do I see my parents as a safe space where I'm living? Everything that I'm doing is from the inside. It's a limiting beliefs. We have so many blockages, and the most important is that we learn how to deal with them ourselves. Ourselves. There are so many ways. There are so many tools now for self-awareness. You have to learn to see the dark psychology. The dark psychology is everywhere. You have to learn to see, okay, am I giving too much? And I'm feeling like tired, outsourced. I'm just all the time giving. I'm tired, I'm overdoing. I'm very hard on myself. Why is that? Go back to your childhood. See how they treated you, what they made you feel, what they told you. And the education system in the school, they told you, okay, you're dumb because you don't know math. They start conditioning your intelligence. They are conditioning, they are telling you, they are blaming you. Like a narcissistic parents is all the time blaming you for everything, making you feel guilty. And you always feel that everybody's pointing at you fingers, that you are victim, because it's like a reverse, reverse. It's like a distorted reflection in the mirror. When you have somebody who is in the dynamic of narcissist and you are in the dynamic of the victim, it's like a distorted reflect between you and the person. The person, because the narcissist person is always acting also like a victim, and you as a codependent, you're also acting like a victim, both. Because if you go, for example, you have a couple that they fought, the boyfriend will go and talk to his friends and say, yeah, she's crazy, she's jealous, she's annoying, she's a witch. And the woman is gonna go and say, you know what, he's an asshole, he's stupid, he's mean, he's cheater. Both have, when they are playing this toxic dynamic, both are being toxic. Many times we blame. Right now we are showing so much about narcissists, but you know what, let's not forget about when we are acting on victimhood. Because sometimes, many times, most of the times, we see when somebody is using us. We are aware. And if we're not aware, we have to be more connected to our senses and stop gaslighting ourselves. Because you know what a narcissist dynamic when you were little teaches you is that you are crazy. You all the time think you're crazy. You all the time think that maybe it's me, I'm exaggerating, I'm too much, I'm too bad. And you're judging yourself. You're too busy judging yourself that you don't see that the other person is really also taking advantage of you and abusing you. You're just so busy judging yourself that you're attracting another voice, and the other voice is right there, and you're like, oh, also maybe it's so good, but you're so busy judging yourself that you don't see that this person is hurting you. And you don't, it's like putting your hand on fire and don't take it the hand out of the fire, because you're already judging yourself, criticizing yourself. So it's like a refeeding system, in and out all the time. You're playing both. Then you go to someone else, someone else that maybe you don't feel that is refeeding the the conditioning to make you feel victim. Oh, this person is treating me so good, is treating me so good. I'm so bored. It doesn't make me feel like a victim. This is what your subconscious mind is saying. This person is not treating me bad, so I cannot victimize myself. I'm gonna go to someone else. Then you don't love the other person because it's not feeding the program, the subconscious program of victim. And then you can become the narcissist person in this reality. In this case, for example, you have somebody that is not making you feel like victim, then you can victimize that person without even realizing. And then for that person, you are narcissist too, because it's like a distorted mirror image. The narcissist will say that you are narcissist, but it's depending the roles. If you have the role of victim, of codependent is not the same of dependency, like healthy dependency, like when we are uh, having a parent that you depend on. That's or someone that your husband or your boyfriend or your wife or your girlfriend, that you depend, that they have this healthy dependency, that you say, I know this person loves me, and he has my good in good intentions with me. As a healthy dependency. But codependency, like a toxic part of the shadow side of codependency, is that you feel useless without this person, that you feel insecure, that you feel that you cannot live without this person. You have an obsession. It's not love. It's kind of an obsession that is, it's not healthy. And you keep, because it's again making you feel, making you test in your mind, am I worthy of love, and am I like lovable? So with this person is basically the parent that you're chasing. When you were little, you have a parent that was narcissist, for example, and then you didn't feel loved. So the little girl, the little boy in you didn't grow up, is there and is still looking for acceptance, and is always reprinting outside the narcissist, which is wearing different faces all the time. You manifest a narcissist boss, you manifest a narcissist wife, a narcissist son or daughter. You're manifesting all the time this, or you, the way that you can say, okay, I see that this person is narcissist. It's not like you're gonna stay there just because you know now they are narcissist. It's like, oh, so what happens when I don't recreate anymore in a narcissist? Well, there is a contrast happening in the universe, in this planet. There is a contrast. So we always will see people who are can be acting in a way that they consume your energy. They try. You're gonna be aware. That's the most important. Oh, this person is I can see that this person is starting to take. Am I unattracting this person? The best thing you can do in that moment is don't react. Analyze, observe, analyze. And the moment that you start giving emotional charge, they start triggering you. Is is that you see that you're not healed from that. But the moment that you can stand outside the game and don't become a victim, don't feel like a victim genuinely, or don't act like snappy genuinely, then you will feel that you're out of the game of victimizer. When you are aware, you are aware of the dynamic. Okay, I'm not gonna answer you, I'm gonna be calm, I'm gonna remain calm, and the other person is like it's power. Where is your power? And then you're like, oh wow, I can see the dynamic. And then little by little, the contrast in your reality is gonna be less harsh. You're gonna find more people that is vibrating in your same frequency, because this is like a mirror all the time. Whatever you have inside, all the shadows can be tons and tons of limiting belief systems in our subconscious mind that are creating 24/7 whatever you're experiencing. And we truly have realities that are happening somewhere. But trust me, if energy god source wouldn't be experiencing that, what you call pain, it has the free will to even be there. Whatever the avatar, the human avatar, is not self-aware, but the spirit is. The consciousness is aware and is experiencing contrast. Negative, positive, both are part of consciousness. God source. Polarities, both are part of God consciousness, God source, the source of everything in the entire universe. So we cannot say, oh, we have to trust somebody. Sometimes whenever we see somebody that is narcissistic and we love them so much and we try to heal them, we try to help them, let them be who they are. Let them be. I know it's so hard. Their consciousness is not ready to, because the experience can only be lived by you. You can only understand yourself, your own perception. Nobody can ever understand you and the way you want it to be understood, because your specialty is your unique signature that is experiencing perception in your unique way. We can have similar realities. We can have similar, like you see in the reels. Oh, this person, we are one, we are basically living the same things, we are thinking this. We're so relatable, and this is why we like reels so much, because it's relatable, because we feel that we are not alone, that we are like we feel more of us, more accretion of yourself in others. You feel this mirror. That's why reels are so likable. And then when we see person that is we love so much but is a narcissistic acting in narcissist, or a forever victim, a forever codependent and is always attracting victims, always attracting narcissists, we have to let them, because no matter how much saliva we spend in them, they are not ready to change. They are not ready to get out of that experience, because it's an experience of consciousness to be knowing self. Whenever even consciousness can be not self-aware, when we are not self-aware, that we are not self-aware of the subconscious programming. It's also a free will choice. It's also a free will choice. And we gotta trust that the spirit of that person knows exactly what it wants to be lived, what it wants to be living. Because it's like when you watch a movie. When you watch a movie, you know that the person in the movie is acting, so you don't jump and you don't go crazy, because you know it's acting. Those are the same way is acting our spirit too. Our spirit, and the higher levels of self are aware of what's going on with you now, with your consciousness, and it's giving you so many synchronicities, so many messages, so many signals. Sometimes we gotta go through hard ground, through suffering. That's why they say all the time, okay, you gotta suffer to learn. You gotta suffer to learn. Not necessarily, not always. It depends on. This is another limiting belief system, that you gotta go hard on yourself to learn. Is what is it confuses with intensity of the essence of the experience. You don't have to go hard on yourself. You don't have to try hard. The harder you try, the less it's gonna work. And sometimes, somehow, because you are like, love me, treat me with respect, and you're doing so many strategies that they are telling you. Like, for example, right now there are so many strategies out there to get your partner. Is so many strategies, to be honest. uh so we gotta learn, relearn, remember who we are, love ourselves. All of us have tons of limiting belief systems implanted in our subconscious mind. We are peeling away the subconscious mind to become fully consciousness. When we become fully consciousness, we are tapping into God energy. When we love ourselves more, when you are able to say, "Ah, I love myself, I'm so wonderful, so cute, so I love the way I make jokes. I love the way I laugh. I love the way I relax. I love everything." Start complimenting yourselves. Start complimenting yourself. Start, seeing the good on you. Make it a habit to every day compliment yourself, like you would like someone else to compliment you. And stop looking for someone else to compliment you to really believe that you deserve to be loved. So I was talking too much about this, and I'm gonna repeat the affirmations. I am free and safe to be who I am. I am reading. I am unconditionally lovable, appreciated, and valued. I attract people who values me and appreciates me for who I am. The more you repeat affirmations like this every day, perfectly say, if you repeat them 30 days in a row, in the morning, in the night, pick three affirmations. Three affirmations in the morning, three affirmations in the night, that are gonna make you feel safe, that are gonna make you feel, okay to be you, that you don't need to fulfill someone else's bucket list, that you don't need to fulfill society bucket list and a fake image, because there are many fake images of what God looks like, and how it is, and how the consciousness is. You can listen God's source within yourself. When you close your eyes, you meditate, you quiet the ego, you quiet the limiting belief system, you quiet your mind. It's not that you're gonna stop thinking. We are a thought form. We are always thinking, but you're gonna just slow down the pace of your mind for 20 minutes And in these 20 minutes, it's going to feel like you're going up in a rocky, a little bit of turbulence, which are the limiting belief systems, or things that tell you, no, 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 don't. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to be productive, you have to be there, you have to please this person, cook for that person, clean that, do this. If not, leave yourself 20 minutes a day to relax, to be just whatever you want to be, and connect with your higher self. Listen to the voice. It's within you, it's not outside of you. Yeah, you're coming from your heart. Learn to discern the energy signature of yourself and your fears. The opposite of love is not hate, it's fear. Fear based. Hate is coming from fear. Aggression is coming from fear. When you have somebody that is aggressive, it's because it's afraid. Deep down, it's afraid. That's why it has to attack first. It's a lot of fear based. Fear is a limit. Fear creates limits, divisions. We are one.